Now we're going to talk about the rookie standouts this season. Who do you think, or what rookies are you looking forward to seeing?
Me personally, we already saw like one outstanding first debut for Kareem Hertz. You know, he's obviously a good running back. Hunt. Kareem Hunt. My bad, man. But we've seen a good debut from him. I think he had over 200 all-purpose yards. He had 3 touchdowns, and he really fits that offense, especially with Jamal Charles being gone from that system.
Who's now in Denver, yeah.
Who's now in Denver, who's a division rival of that team. Another guy who's everybody's mainly excited for, Christian McCaffrey. He's obviously your Carolina Panthers because a lot of people think that he's the future of that backfield in Carolina. And me personally, I really want to see him be an all-purpose running back. I don't want to see him be a slot receiver or just a receiving option. I want him to actually go out there and say, I can run for 1,000 yards and I can do it.
That being said,
And I think that's going to be the key with the Panthers this year is that just to not have it so kind of one-dimensional with him because he can go everywhere.
Yeah.
And so for him to fully live up to his potential, he and I guess the coaches need to use him in a lot of different ways. And if that does happen, I definitely do think he will be one of the standout rookies of the year, and possibly he might win Rookie of the Year.
The one issue I think I have with that, though, is that the Panthers, I love Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be fantastic. He's going to be a great NFL player. But the Panthers themselves don't really have one running back that they go to. They have 3 now. It's going to be McCaffrey, Stewart, and they still have Foster Whitaker, right? Or is he gone? So, I mean, they're going to have to decide. I mean, it's a great combo they have in the backfield with Stewart and now McCaffrey, but I don't know if McCaffrey's going to put up the stats that we all think he will, just because they love Jonathan Stewart down there. And, I mean, they gave up DeAngelo Williams because of Jonathan Stewart, so they still are going to hand that man the ball. I do think their offense is going to be prolific this year, but, I don't know if necessarily McCaffrey's going to stand out. I think other rookies we got to look for is Shawn Kaiser in Cleveland. I mean, he's going to put up some numbers. I mean, he's not going to be I don't think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, but I think he's going to be respectable. I mean, they gave up Brock Osweiler and his $16 million contract because they think this guy can run their offense. And hopefully, maybe the Browns finally found a quarterback. We don't know.
Another guy I want to talk about 2 key guys. Another guy I just don't understand why he's not starting in Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky, he had a decent preseason, but I feel like he's the future. Did I say his name wrong?
No, you said it right.
Yeah. Okay, but he had a decent preseason. I feel like he's the future for that Chicago Bears team.
He might be the future, but necessarily I don't know if he's going to be that he should start right away. Because there's been tons of quarterbacks who have, like Aaron Rodgers, who didn't start right away and then looked very good. Tom Brady didn't start right away. It's only 2. I mean, most of them never start their first year back in the day, and they learn and then they study. And I think Mike Glennon, he's pretty good for Chicago. He's not going to be great, but he's going to be decent enough. He's definitely better than their quarterback situation last year, in my opinion. And then I'm pretty sure the next guy you're going to talk about is the one and only Deshaun Watson.
No, it's not Deshaun Watson.
It's not Deshaun Watson?
It's really not Deshaun Watson. Another guy I want to talk about, he's actually in my division. He's our rivalry. And shout out to Jack Taylor's dad, Jeff Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
Desean Jackson. This is one of the best all-around players I've seen in college football last year who played for USC. He played at USC, the USC Trojans. And I think he's going to be the future of that defense.
Be careful with that USC now.
I'm sorry, but hey, the Trojans, they lit. But still, obviously, Adoree Jackson, he's an all-around player. He's good defensively, good special teams, and he's probably the best cornerback who has hands in a long time that I've seen come out that draft. And obviously, he does play for our division rival, the Tennessee Titans. But that guy has a bright future. If he has his head on straight, he has a bright future for that.
Another guy on the defensive side of the ball I think that people are sleeping on right now is Jonathan Allen from the D-tackle from Alabama. He's now on the Redskins, but people, that's my team. You can say I'm biased, D. I know you're looking at me like that. I'm glad I'm biased. I'm not biased, but I mean, I'm just saying that man had a great preseason, and he fell all the way to 16, and that's a huge drop for a guy that was at one point going to be in the top 5. Exactly. I think he's ready to play with a purpose, and he's really going to be at the forefront of the defensive line of the Redskins, because I mean, quite frankly, we did not have that good of a D-line last year, but now with Allen and with Ryan Kerrigan and company, I think it's going to be a combination duo. And
I mean, y'all kind of stole everything I was going to say.
So, you got other rookies, you know. You got Deshaun Watson, obviously. You got another SEC man, you know, Myles Garrett. You got Dalvin Cook, you know.
Oh, we forgot about Dalvin Cook. Can we talk about Dalvin Cook for a second? I mean, Dalvin Cook dropped to the second round. I could not believe how many teams passed up on this man. This man will do really well in Minnesota. He fits their offensive scheme no matter who's at quarterback. I think it's Sam Bradford right now. And he can catch the ball from the backfield, and he can cut like nobody I've ever seen before. And I remember watching him at FSU last year. It was phenomenal. And Deshaun Watson, Joe, being the most Gamecock-loving person here, even though we all love our South Carolina team.
Joe secretly loves Clemson.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Let's not get in a fight. But I do think it brings up a cool situation.
Just going off Watson, I do, not to let fan bias, get in the way, but I definitely think he is going to be very successful in Houston, especially with that defense they do have down there. He can really benefit from that and from a weaker division. No, I'm sorry, but
that hurt you.
I do.
So I do think, maybe a lot of Gamecock fans, don't want to hear.
We don't want to say.
Don't want to hear or say that, but I do think Watson will be be successful down in Houston.
With that defense, and they finally found a quarterback who's one, a little bit mobile, and two, they finally found a quarterback. I mean, they have wide receivers, they have a running back. All they need, and they have one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league. All they needed was a quarterback. They have their guy, and I think they're probably gonna win that division, or at least finish second in that division. There's no way they're gonna be third or fourth. And I think Deshaun Watson, he's gonna stumble at times like any rookie does, but I mean, I think he's gonna have a great performance. Now, and moving on from that, there's been a lot of offseason moves and a lot of transactions. So what are some players that are now in different uniforms that you guys are looking forward to watch this season?
To be honest, I want to say Desean Jackson because he left your team. He's kind of heartbroken.
Oh, that's fine.
He's really heartbroken. But a lot of people
miss you, DJ.
A lot of people think Deshaun Jackson isn't relevant because of age. He's getting old.
That dude's quick.
I mean, he's quick. He's one of the quickest receivers in the NFL. Then you got AP. He's gonna do his thing regardless of where he is. AP is AP. He's a 1,000-yard rusher. Eric Decker, he's gonna have a big role in Tennessee. Jeff Taylor, shout out to him again. He's gonna have a big role in Tennessee. He's gonna be the main guy because they don't have a lot of receivers down there in Tennessee. And that's just about it for me.
I'm excited to see AP down in New Orleans because I feel like he's been at Minnesota for such a long time, and so I'm interested to see with Drew Brees, how that's gonna how that's gonna work with their offense.
Definitely. I mean, Drew Brees hasn't had that good of a running back in a while, and it's gonna. I mean, Darren Sproles is one name that comes to mind, but they have a running back who now can cut up the field and who's also decent in the passing game. He's not a great pass blocker, but he's definitely someone you have to look out for. And two other guys is Brandon Marshall. I think one other guy is Brandon Marshall for the New York Giants. That was a huge sign. Yes, Odell might not play this week because he's injured, but think about it. You have Odell Beckham Jr., you have Sterling Shepard, you have Brandon Marshall, and I'm probably forgetting someone else right now off the top of my head, but those three, that's a great three wide receiver bunch, and you have a running game that did well even with no established running back last year. So I think Brandon Marshall is really going to stand out for them. And then last but not least, Marshawn Lynch is back in the NFL. D, what do you think about that?
I want some Skittles, Marshawn. I want my Skittles. But no, I feel like he's going to have a good impact in Oakland. Oakland is obviously one of the favorites to actually get to the Super Bowl this year in the AFC.
Yeah.
Just him being home. I feel like that's going to motivate him to have
before
a
they go
year.
to Las Vegas.
And I just feel like he's going to do his thing. He's just still going to be Marshawn. A lot of people think he slowed down because he took a year off. But I've seen some of his training videos. He's still quick. He's still powerful. He's still fast. He's Marshawn. So
did you see that video of him playing soccer?
I did.
Oh, it was really funny. If no one's seen it, look it up. He tried to play soccer. He grabs the ball, goes nuts. It's pretty funny. But
so Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. So he's being himself.
Yeah.